Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of GTV. And today I have another startup founder, and she's also from the cohort 8 of Idea Space. So our demo day nila was recently held. So I invited Kat because I really admire what she's doing together with her co-founder Valerio. So let's get to know Kat. Hi Kat, how are you?
Hi, Ginger. Hi. Thank you very much for having me here, for inviting me in your vlog. I watch all of this vlog and I find your content very interesting. And
Thank
being
you.
also in the entrepreneurial startup world, I really like very link with your content and
Oh, thank you so much. That means so much to me. By the way, Kat is not in the Philippines, no. Right now. She is in France, right? So, Kat, maybe before we talk about your startup, maybe tell them a little bit more about yourself and what are you doing there?
yeah, sure. So, okay, I'm Katrin. I'm the co-founder of Mash&Co. I was born in the Philippines in Manila, so I'm pure Filipina. But when I was 10 years old, my mom took us from Manila, and from then I lived in Italy, in the south of Italy, which is Sicily.
Mm.
um yeah, so I studied language in my high school age. And then, but I've always loved drawing and arts. I didn't find a school because when you're in the past, sometimes there's some bias, like, oh, you cannot have any kind of job when with drawing or arts.
When you're
Yes.
an artist, yeah.
Yes. So I studied language, and then when I went to college, I decided to go to pursue this kind of world. So but I studied design, graphic design. So
Mm.
in college, I went to the Academy of Fine Arts, but major in graphic design and also editorial design. From our There I met my co-founder, Valerio,
Mm-hmm.
and we were classmates. And when at the time we had the chance also to go for a student exchange program in Hungary,
Oh,
in
okay.
Budapest. So there we had the chance to study animation. He was My co-founder is very fond of animation, and in Italy, school of animations are very expensive.
Oh.
So we took the advantage of this exchange program to study a little bit more about the production, the animation. So we went there for 6 months in a
Mm-hmm.
school, a very prestigious school, and there we really had the chance to know more about this world. And then 2 years later, we went also to another, let's say, exchange program, but for internship in the
Yeah.
same city in Budapest, in Hungary. But there we had the chance to, let's say, be intern inside a studio, animation studio, where
Yeah.
we really dig deep into the animation world, in the production world, and we had
Wow.
to animate. Yes. So coming back to graduate, basically we wanted to create something that more big, right? Not just like a school thesis, like you just
Yeah.
write and so and that's all.
And
So we
submit.
want, yes. So parang we said, let's do something that we can bring further, like we can make something from this. So this is how Mashinko started, and we developed this application. And I remember the school thesis, the title of the school thesis was Digital Convergence.
Yeah.
It was about this phenomenon of digital and how everything is now in one device, and also we
Mm-mm.
paired it with something about kids and kids education, and the effect of video games in kids education. So and all these studies, all this research was like gathered in this one big project, which was Mashinko. With Mashinko, we had these two kind of nature. We had animated part and also interactive part. The
Yeah.
animated part was very, let's say, easier for us because since we came from Hungary, we had, we made new friends, new colleagues, people who really was working on the animation. So we told them, okay, how do we pay them, because we don't have money? So okay, let's invite them all in Sicily for a month, during
Mm-hmm.
summertime, and in
Oh,
exchange of the work, we can make our project, our school thesis. So this is how it started. And then
wow.
yes, so and then we developed the application with some help of friends, also ourselves developed through Flash. I don't know if you are familiar with that.
Yes, yeah.
It's a tool where you can animate and also use to develop there. But now it's an old it's not they
Yes, it's
decided
not
to
really. Yeah.
yes. But yeah, so that's how it started. It was a school thesis, and now we are a startup.
So
Yeah.
how many years ago was that, Kat, when you started the
um
concept?
when the concept was 20 2013 actually. Wow.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
2003, 7 years
Yes,
ago. Ay, eight na.
yes,
Mag-8 na. 8 years
yes.
ago. Yeah, so 7 years
Pero
ago. Okay.
pero as an entrepreneur, we started our startup, like say in this startup world in 2015.
Oh, yeah.
Because yeah, because after the graduation, I mean, we work as freelancers. You know, we having back a graphic design and now animation
Yeah.
background. We used to work for clients, like serving for creating for them the logos, all this
Mm-mm.
stuff, and also
Oh,
the corporate animation for their startups or for other kind of purpose. So this was our, let's say, job after the
yeah.
graduation. But
Just to
then
earn a living, no? Parang
yes,
something for
yes,
bread and butter nyo during those times.
yes.
Okay.
Pero at the same time, we were already looking for some opportunities here and there. And those years in our in Italy, there was this big thing about startup, and in our city, there was this telco company who ran
Yeah.
this acceleration program. We
Oh.
applied for that. At the beginning, they didn't take us. I mean,
Mm-mm.
because it was too early. But then at the same time, we applied for one in through Microsoft.
Yeah.
Microsoft was running this big let's say acceleration program, because they've launched their own, at that time, the Windows Phone, and the Windows Phone store.
Yeah.
So they wanted the developers develop apps for them, basically. So they finance, and they were looking for projects and developers to help them to make
Yeah.
this store bigger. So they took us. I mean, they after a
Yes.
long and difficult let's say selection process, because we had
Yeah.
to, and you know, we were like newbie. I mean, we
Yeah.
didn't know about we had this application. We didn't know how to monetize it, or
Yeah.
so I remember we had the 2 day let's say workshop where we they
Yeah.
had to select us, and from there they invited us in Helsinki, in Finland. And there we had the 2 weeks of like very full immersion acceleration program on go to market, how to transform your the project into a more monetizable project.
App. Yeah.
So
I love
yes.
your journey, Kat. So you know what? One of the things that I've been thinking about is like you mentioned that you were providing services as an outsourced provider, and then you decided to start this as a startup before probably we go fully into Mash&Co. No? And a lot of people, I've been seeing a lot of people in this path as well. And they get to a point where they need to decide if I want to continue being an outsourced service provider, which pays well, or like go this path of startup or entrepreneurship, which I really don't know about yet. And I don't know if it will work for me. So, what made you and Valeria decide that, hey, this path should lead us towards this road, towards entrepreneurship, and not the other way around, which still providing like outsourced services, logos, animation for corporations or other businesses?
I think one thing that we really we thought about is parang we were making putting effort on something that it wasn't for us. because even though we learned during those journey, of course, I think it was inevitable. Otherwise, without those experience, we couldn't do the other experience of as
Mhm.
Mash&Co, let's say.
Yeah.
And one other thing is probably sometimes in the design world,
Yeah.
there's there's people like tend to. I mean, you're the professional, and then the client want another thing, right? You want to
Yeah.
advise them, and so sometimes this thing is depending, of course, of the client. Their
Yeah.
client are very, very, very understanding.
Yeah. Some are
Yes,
collaborative.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
collaborative. Some are
Yeah.
like calling you, but in the end, the work is like another thing. So sometimes this thing was a little bit frustrating for us. So,
Mm,
and that's why we said probably we can make concert. Probably we can concentrate also on something that it's for
that
us.
you
And
really love.
yes.
Yeah.
But one thing that I still love, for example, coming from the branding side, is creating this, let's say, universe, world, and character of something, right? For example,
Yeah.
yeah. For example, when you think of a logo, what I do usually is to think it as a person, because it's based on the personality of the brand and so on. So
Yeah.
something that I kept this, of course, and I tried to put it on Mashinko, and creating the stories, creating the characters, and so
Aw,
on.
so
Yes.
nice. I really love like talking to artists because that's something that I am not gifted with. And I totally agree. Like you're creating a whole new universe like with different things now. You're exposing yourself to different things and thus like creating this new world that's not here but like yeah let the separate world no totally. So speaking of worlds, what is this Mash&Co app that you created which is for kids, and can I see your backdrop? Maybe you can show us your
Yes.
backdrop.
Here.
They're so cute,
Yes.
right? Everyone who's watching, it's so cute. So yeah, Kat, maybe you can share with us what this world is.
Yeah, sure. So, Mashinko is the story of these two characters. One is Mash, and one is Periwinkle. And these two characters are going to find the solution to the drought that hit the forest. Basically, all of a sudden, the water in the forest has disappeared. So everything has dried, and so this little kid was very he wanted to help his parents and his village to overcome this and to find a solution. So he goes on a journey, and in this journey he meets this other guy, Periwinkle, and
Cute.
from there they will discover their surroundings around the other the other mushrooms that are inside in this environment, in this universe, and which happen who they are also the guardians of nature. So basically,
Mm,
in the application, we highlight this kind of a collaborative experience and an adventure between the two characters and the new mushrooms that we'll meet during the journey. This is because one of our mission is to really portray the topics of collaboration, of sharing, of diversity, because when you help someone, you have to deal with other people who are different from you. So in this context, the guardians of natures are difficult. So the two protagonists
yeah.
have to find the way to help them in exchange of the let's say resolution of the problem of the drought. They will help each other and find their way.
Oh,
So
so
these
cute.
these adventures are like like in episodes that we have divided in three different kind of nature. As a cartoon, a normal cartoon. We have
Yeah.
also interactive cartoons where it's a sort of a linear cartoon, but there are puzzles and elements that the kids have to solve in order to go further in the story, and also through mini games. But all these have one storyline, and every time you go further in the whole journey by playing one cartoon, and then playing one interactive cartoon, and then one play mini game. So this is what how we structured it. And
Interesting. Yeah, it's very
thanks.
interesting because it's like you predicted like everyone would be learning from home. And this is very like this is perfect for moms and dads who have kids at home and they want like other apps or other tools that their kids can use aside from the usual like distance learning, or even like if they're homeschooling they can actually use this app. So yeah.
Yes, yes, they can. And I mean, for us, the most important thing is having this kind of experience and having something that a sort of book. Let's say, you know, when you buy a book, and
Right.
then you feel like there's a sort of quality, and a store, you feel that your kid will have a very how to say, experience with that book, with the
Yeah.
story, through the drawings. It's the same thing that we want to do, but with the new media. Because I mean, there are some bias probably in the using, when you use technology. Sometimes, oh, there are too much, kids are too much, you know, on screen. So what
Mm-hmm.
we want to do is to still provide something that is meaningful, but using new technology, because we cannot avoid it. I mean, the future
Yeah.
is technology, so
It's
we
really
cannot.
digital. Correct.
Yes. So, but it's up to us, like developers, to provide like different kind of content that are more meaningful, let's say, because our mission is this. Basically, we want to tackle the social issues in a very playful manner through our characters, and meeting them with the new media that kids are now using. This is
Yeah,
what.
Kat, you mentioned like this was a project and this was your thesis, no? But I'm just curious, like what made you go with this kind of mission and even the story and even the product itself? I mean, you don't have kids, diba? And normally we would think like, oh, maybe parents would think of something like this, right? So, but you early on and you were younger then, I suppose like it was like 7 years ago, right? So so what made you like get into this? Like why this particular mission?
So when I remember I was researching for the school thesis, I was fascinated by. I remember I read this, like, you know, when you play a game, it's a sort of second world that you are playing. So when you're playing there, it's, I mean, even if it's a simulation,
Mm-mm.
there you're really practicing yourself as your skill. I mean, when you
Mm,
simulate, right? So I
yes,
thought it, like, in kids, when you play, it's because they are really practicing what their knowledge at that moment, even if it's let's say
fictional. Yeah,
fictional. So
yeah,
this is something that I really wanted to highlight in the during my research, and also in the app, because being interactive, this is the purpose of Mash&Co, like bringing a story, a narrative that has an interactive component. And one other thing that for me was very important is, you know, I came from the Philippines. My origin are very humble. My mom had to go to Italy to, you
mm,
know, to provide us a better life. So for me, I mean, um, as a kid, I was aware that, you know, as a kid, as a kid, if I have the chance to change my behavior and my mindset, I have the chance also to give this opportunity to other kids. I mean, in my own little effort or little word, I can do
yeah,
it. So if we provide something also for kids that can help this in mindset, and you know, changing their not changing, but improving this kind of mindset, especially coming from the Philippines, that, you know, sometimes you could see a lot of kids that didn't have a lot of opportunity, or at least it was during my time. I think
yeah,
that things are changing now, probably, but still there are this
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of so if we give them some instrument that can really help them to see uh, another part of the world, and giving them this opportunity, probably they can have, there's still a chance that we can give some seed that can help for the society and grow and improve the society where they are living. So
Yeah.
this was my, let's say, purpose when Valeria and I wanted to create Mash&Co.
Very
So I don't know if I
inspiring,
explain it.
Kat. Yes,
I
yes,
don't know if I
very
explain it well.
inspiring. Yeah, because you know what, as a parent, obviously we want our kids to grow as independent adults, no, and have their stand and their say, and even help in protecting the environment on and having stands on social issues. So later on, and I think this is like a perfect tool that we can use to really teach these values to our kids. And you're right, no, even during their earlier years, and I've seen the app, and it's normally for like for younger kids, right, Kat? Correct
Yeah,
me if
it's
I'm
for
wrong.
preschoolers. It's for
Yeah,
preschoolers.
for
Yes.
preschoolers, right? So these are formative years for them. So
Yeah.
so yeah, this is the perfect time really to like open their minds. And now that we are in the confines of our homes, it's so hard to get them to explore and see the world, see nature, see what's out there, because obviously we want to protect them also as parents, and we want to keep them safe. But with an app like this, that's possible. So thank you for creating Mash&Co. So yeah, so Kat, so I'm sure like some parents would be interested to like download Mash&Co. Like how do they, where can they find it? What do they do, and how is it? Do they need to pay for something? What's the subscription model? Yeah.
So yeah, you can parents can download it on the main app stores, and we are on iOS. We are on the App Store of Google, and the app is for free. You can inside you can find as of now 7 episodes. 3 of them are for free, and each of them is, one is a cartoon, one is an interactive cartoon, one's a mini game, just to have that give them the chance to see what are the other kind of content that we have. And they can and then we have paid the premium episodes.
Yeah.
They can buy it one by one, or if there's a bundle where they can unlock all the episodes for a half of price of the total. Yes. So yeah.
Wow.
And moreover, I didn't mention it, but in the application we have this parental corner where the parents can monitor the kids progress based on cognitive skills, and it's and we they can see it while the kids are playing in the with the episodes or the games inside this application. Yeah, so this is one just Mashinko app is just one part of what we do as a startup. We are also now creating the cartoon series of Mashinko. We are creating a
Wow.
new brand also called Super Sophia, and I think I mentioned it during the demo day.
Yes.
Um, and of course we are still in the pre-production part for the two other projects that I have mentioned. But yeah, it's yeah, we are working on this also.
Wow, I'm totally blown away because I mean this is like so far from fintech and from my world. So I'm like, wow, this is amazing, really, Kat. No, so maybe just as maybe as like my second to the last question, what were you the things like? I know that you're an artist, and it's a bit far from really like the business side of things, no, the business side of starting a business, if I should say it that way. No? So, like, what are the things that you've realized along your journey, along the way, when you were building Mash&Co?
I'm really, really grateful for for deciding for having had the chance to explore the entrepreneurship world through startups and through the acceleration programs that we have been doing during these years. Because as you mentioned, as artists, you don't have any clue about how to finance your project. And I think the entrepreneurship world helped me to be more secure of myself. Not secure, how to say, yeah,
Yeah,
more. I was very insecure.
yeah,
I still
and
am. But
self-aware.
yes, and self-aware. And I remember the first time when I pitched, I had to pitch it I had to pitch Mashinko in 2 minutes in English in front of many people, and then okay, I made it perfectly, but in the end, and then they made the question. Okay, and I
You
couldn't
couldn't
answer.
answer.
Yes, because it, yeah, I mean, by heart you can learn everything, right?
Yeah.
But when you when you have to answer, and this thing helped me to overcome the fear of speaking in public. I'm nowadays I'm the one who pitch more on our Mashinko.
Nice.
So parang oh, wow,
Mm.
parang I gain more
Nasanay ka na.
security. Nasanay na ako. Yes, and also
Mm.
in it happened also that you have you negotiate sometimes, because one of our model is also B2B. So
Yeah.
basically we put our app also on secondary market, so you have to go to events and you have to really deal with people
Mm.
and convince them that, oh, this is this app is here, you can make this. So something that I never thought I could do, because I'm also an introvert, so and
Mm.
really, so for me it's like being in a startup world and entrepreneurship world made me realize being that I'm capable of something. Probably I'm,
Nice.
and I can put my own little own experience and own contribution for something. So this, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure like there are a lot of animators also and graphic artists who are watching this. So grabe, sobrang inspiring ni Kat. So I hope that you are also inspired to test it out, no? Test out like starting your own business, test out starting doing like test out starting doing your own thing, no? So
Yes.
that's what we all want, no? Like to live a life where we're doing something that we love. And I'm sure a lot of these people, no, a lot of the artists who are watching us would love that as well. So any final tips on like starting a business, on those who are watching who want to start their own business, especially if they are from your field, no, which is like very artistic, from the art side.
One thing that my co-founder taught me is like, if there's some opportunity, take try to grab it, even if you don't have like a very just few clue of how to do it. Just go and force yourself to go over that limit in order to understand and really go out from your comfort zone, because that is what we have done. I think it's all something that we have always done during the Mashinko journey, because the first time we went to Helsinki and we didn't know anything about this, and going, me for myself, I coming from the Philippines and going to Italy,
Yeah.
it's another environment, it's another world. So it was uncomfortable at the beginning. Of course you couldn't, so pushing your limits gives the chance to learn. That's all.
Yeah.
And enjoy, I think, then the journey, because of course sometimes if I'm and up to now I still think myself, oh, baka I'm not doing the right thing. If I don't know if, what the destiny will be, kung saan ako mapupunta.
Yeah.
So but in the end I just enjoy the journey, and of course there are like ups and downs, this is for
Yeah.
sure. I don't want to discourage anyone, but sometimes you feel like, hey, I'm very, yes, everything is perfect, and then
And then what's
why
happening?
did I choose this? And then again. So it's like this, like
Yeah.
this, like this. But I think it's in the end when you recall all this stuff, it's, oh, that's a very beautiful journey, and
Oh.
you are very grateful for it in the end. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they say, like when you do something that you're really scared to do, it actually helps you grow as a person, as an individual. Yeah, so I
Indeed.
totally agree, Kat. So yeah,
Indeed.
so okay, so do you want to invite them, like final invitation to check out Mash and Co?
Yes, yes. Please download Mashinko. It's free. You can already play with your kids with free content inside, and let us know. We are also on social media. Let us know what you think. Follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, and And we have also a blog we write about parenting, digital literacy, something that they really want to what we want to really highlight inside our Mashinko universe. And follow us because we are still creating our universe. So your support will be very nice for us, and it will encourage us to work forward and more.
Nice, nice. Thank you so much, Kat. So we'll leave all of the links in the description below. So Kat, send me the link so that we can share it with all of our viewers. So thank you again, Kat. Thank you for
Thank you,
taking time
Ginger.
out.
No,
I
thank you to you. Thank you,
Yeah,
salamat.
it seems like ang dami nyo pang stories, or you have a lot of stories to make, stories to create, all of these production stuff, no? So,
Yes.
yeah, so thank you so much. And thank you to all who watched this episode. I hope that you like it. I hope that you're inspired by Kat's story. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, and click on that notification bell for more videos like this. Again, this is Ginger Arboleda. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.